realized that I was planning a homeschool I couldn't actually live. And the worst part is I am a repeat offender. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We are entering our 10th year of homeschooling, and today I am here to share with you and with me just a few really important reminders as we start to tackle another homeschool year. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. As I told you, as I have admitted time and time again, I am a repeat offender when it comes to trying to do all of the things. From getting curriculum envy, from feeling the pressure of not doing enough, from feeling insecure about what we are doing or the path that we are taking, especially when it's less or different. It can be really nerve-wracking when you are approaching your educational decisions. And well, I know the way that I compensate, and I know the way that many of you compensate, is to do more. And every single time that I start slipping into this path of more and more and more and more, there is a tiny nagging voice on the inside that reminds me, Shauna, that's great. That's not gonna happen. You, my sweet, sweet friend, need to scale it back. And then I remember, yes, I do. Because if it is going to get done, it needs to be less. When I do less, we do more. So this reminder is both for you as we approach this new homeschool season, but also for myself. Because if you have been here as I am planning all of the things and I am deep diving everything that we're going to use, we're talking Michael Clay Thompson language arts, we're talking multiple math problems, we're talking honors level world history, we are talking about all of the things. And what is it that I need to do? As always, I need to pump the brakes. I need to let that pressure just roll off my back, and I need to be reminded that less is more. Yes, less is more. Less means we can do more. Less means we can go deeper. Less means we can stay on schedule. Less means we can be consistent. If you guys remember, my kids did request that we did have more interest-based learning because we didn't really do that this past year. And so what we will do with interest-based learning is add it once we are in our groove. If I add it from the beginning, I am fairly confident that it will not be done successfully alongside the other things that we are trying to conquer. So we will do individual math for both girls. We will do individual language arts for both girls, both of which are pretty meaty subjects, and the curriculum pieces that we use are manageable but pretty meaty. So I know for me that I need to be adapting where I can. One of the ways, which you will have seen recently, is that we are figuring out how to make the honors level nomadic professor world history fit into our real lives, combining with both kids. And the same thing, you guys have also seen it with French for foreign language and with biology. So we will be adapting and we will be figuring out how this best suits us. Now, how am I going to do that? One, I know our styles, and I know when I can sit and really think about it, the way that things are going to work best for us. And all of these subjects are something that does work best for us when we are combining. It's so much easier to do a history lesson, and it's so much easier to do a science lesson if we're doing it together as a unit. So we're going to be combining these things because they're possible for us to combine. But they are very meaty. And again, these are all things that we're doing for Cut It. So I feel the pressure to add more and to do more, but I'm reminding myself that that does not serve me best. And I know that there are many of you out there who fall into the same kinds of traps that I do, where it isn't serving us best. It honestly makes you feel guilt and stress if you're not staying on top of it, if you're not doing enough, if you're doing something just for fun. It can make you feel like you aren't doing your best in the homeschool that you have. Whereas I want you to do the same thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to pivot that thinking. We are going to add those interest-based topics, which for us will be theater, film production, and also zoology. So are both kids going to do them? Maybe not. Maybe each one will take their interest-based learning. Maybe this will be a thing where we fill in the gaps. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay start on that until we are really in the groove of things. Delay start is one of my favorite ways to really get going. So when we start with our homeschool year, it could be that we are starting with just our main. So science, history, math, and language arts. And then everything else we will add in as we get going, because we will need to get our footing. We'll need to get a good, firm, solid start with those bigger, more important curriculum pieces. This year, we have the added pressure of knowing that we are working for high school credit, meaning that everything that we're doing, we need to be able to really show what we are doing, show our growth, and show that these are credit-worthy courses. So we will be making sure that we are staying the course, we are staying consistent. However, I also want to make sure that it stays fun, that it stays engaging, and it stays something that actually gets done. That consistency is the single biggest secret to homeschool success or failure. Consistency. And the wilder plan you have, the more involved plan you have, the longer hours you have planned, the harder it's going to be to stay consistent. You guys know some of the tricks that I have used year in and year out is making sure that my kids are set up with their independent learning. They understand when they work with me and when they work on their own. If you want to talk more about any of this, let me know and I will share with you our in-depth systems. We will go super deep into any of it, and I will be going deep diving further into each curriculum piece as we start using it. So rest assured, I'll be back to show you how everything is actually going in practice, not just in my planning theory, because those are very different things. So how I think it's going to go is very rarely the way it actually goes. And it's important to me that I share with you how it actually goes, because I feel like that's way more valuable than me just telling you my lofty ideals of how I think it should go. So we will be coming back and cycling back to that. Let me know if there is any of that you want to see. But a slow start, ramping up to kind of full intensity is really important to me. We make sure that we're schooling 4 days a week. We plan for 4 school days every week to give ourselves that time to catch up, or that time because there is inevitably something that comes up every single week. Some sort of special event or a party or a beach trip or a field trip or an opportunity or an audition or a show or a thing. So for me, being able to be more consistent on 4 days is much more important than failing every week at 5 days. So those are things that work really well for us. I just wanted to remind you that there are ways that you can maximize success in your homeschool. And one of the ways of doing that is maintaining that kind of reality, the real homeschool that's really going to get done in your real life, okay? Because by doing less, committing to less, ensuring that you have a few less things on your plate, you will be more successful in actually getting them done. So you will do more by doing less because it is manageable, because it is attainable, and because it is something that you are actually able to keep consistent. I know a lot of you will hear me on this. So as you're watching, both the planning stuff I've already put up and the planning stuff that's coming and the stuff that's coming up with the start of our actual homeschool year, our 10th year of homeschooling, our first year of high school, our last year of elementary, we have so many big things going on, and it is so important that we are really getting these systems in place for tracking, for monitoring, for ensuring that we can convey to others what our progress looks like, what our process was, and above all else, staying consistent, enjoying what we're doing, and making sure that we have the right amount on our plate so that it gets done. If you can stay consistent, and like myself, I choose 4 days of school a week so that I can maintain that freedom. There is a lot of amazing feeling, good, wonderful feelings that come from knowing that you are getting it done, that you are being consistent. A lot of that pressure is alleviated. A lot of that stress is alleviated. A lot of the guilt is alleviated if you can do what on the front end might seem like not enough. If you can do that consistently, you can always add more. It's just like a haircut, right? I can't put it back on, but I can take a little less. Okay, so make the first cut. Plan, be very conservative in what you're doing. You can always add more. It's a lot harder to start and then take it off your plate. So maybe just start with your first round. You can always go back for seconds and leftovers and extra helpings later. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I just wanted to come here and remind you so that I can hear it and remind myself, because I'm actually getting into this like deep planning, that manageable is better. Less means more gets done, and consistency is really the secret sauce to your homeschool success. If we can remember to have these open conversations, give ourselves a little bit of grace, share what we're learning along the way with others, then I know that together we can continue to make everyday magic.